Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of aquascapeblog.com. I tried to build up this channel last year with my first episode, which I never uploaded, so if you want to see the first episode, I put the link in the description below. Today I'm gonna do the weekly water change of my tank. I'll see you back right after the intro. So today I'm gonna do the weekly water change of this tank. It's a new setup already than you saw in the previous episode. But before I'm gonna do the actual water change, I head over to the beach and go for a quick kitesurf session.
Tail number is 86338.
About 50K?
We got 50K.
I'll take 4K. How's that?
Okay, that's
Every war is a partnership.
I have a couple questions for you, sir. Engines to deploy and participate in exercises such as safe, straight, and partnership, building, and working on the targets.
Get that?
Contact loud and clear. Good flow. Tank is on out. Hey, sir, how's it going?
Oh, well, how about you guys?
It's going great, man. We have Colorado,
This is a 55-gallon custom-made optic wide tank. Its dimensions are 71 wide, 51 centimeters deep and 65 centimeters tall. For the hardscape I mainly use lava rocks, talaba wood and bonsai trees you see over here. They're already completely grown in, so I used the moss Poseidon containers. And for the background trees I used flame moss. The other plants are a mix of Bucephalandra and the carpeting plant Monte Carlo. Guys, before doing the actual water change, I'm gonna run through my setup. I'm using the Kessil AW360 Tuna Sun. For the in and outlet I'm using the Lily pipe, and the glass inflow has a top surface skimmer. So down here is my filter. It's the Oase Biomaster 600 with the internal heater, and I'm using a Dennerle CO2 setup, and the CO2 is running through the JBL Proflora diffusor. Okay, before I start the water change, I'm always checking what I actually have to do. So I check out the glass. I recommend to do this every time you do a water change or anything else. Even if there's no algae buildup, there still is some film on it. And this film is the feeding ground for the algae. So if you remove this weekly, you will have no algae problems on your aquarium glass. As you can see, I'm going for the bushy overgrown look in here. I'm not gonna trim the plants or the moss at this point. I'm only gonna do the water change and clean the windows. Of course, if I would cut back the mosses, you would see more of the trees and the wood. But as I already mentioned, I'm going for the overgrown look, so I'm not gonna trim it. Let me know in the comment section below if you like the overgrown look or the minimal grown in looks, so that you actually can see more of the wood itself. Anyway, if I'm gonna trim it in the next couple of weeks, I will only trim it slightly, because if you trim a lot of your plant moss, your aquarium might get unstable again, and that's not what we want to achieve here. What we want to achieve is like a balanced aquarium with crystal clear water and no minimum algae. As you can see, there's no algae buildup on the aquarium glass. Let's have a look at the plants. I told you before I'm not gonna trim the plants. I still have to look out for some yellowing or dead leaves, which I have to remove eventually. To keep life easy, I like to build up my Aquascape modular. Now what does that mean? In this case, I can still remove my bonsai trees, which gives me a lot of room to work, allow me to move freely without breaking my scape. Before you take out the bonsai tree out of the water, make sure though that all the living organisms living in the tree have enough time to escape. Shake the tree gently to remove all the mucus that build up in your tree. Without the bonsai trees in the aquarium, we have enough space to work. Fill a plant sprayer with aquarium water, so you can keep your bonsai tree hydrated while you work at your aquarium. Use filter wool to clean your aquarium glass. In my opinion, this is the best way to do it, as it is soft and won't scratch your glass. You can take as many new pieces as you want. Toss it away if it's getting too dirty or filled up with sand, gravel or substrate. Don't use cleaning pads or dishwashing sponges, as they consist of hard materials and will definitely scratch up your glass. Start at the top part of your aquarium and work your way down, but stay away from your sand, gravel or substrate. Only if you finished all the other spots, then move down to the lowest part of your aquarium. Don't use the wool that you already used just above your substrate for higher parts of your aquarium glass. You definitely will scratch it up, leaving unsightly marks that you will regret later. Don't forget to clean your seams. Use a toothbrush to clean the silicone seams of your aquarium and keep them crystal clear. Use 2 different toothbrushes, one for the upper part and one for just above your substrate. Time to take out the water. I'm doing a water change of 50%, so in this case I have to take 22.5 gallons of water out. Meanwhile, I fill my jerry cans with deionized water. I'm using a water purifier with an ion exchange resin bed, mainly to receive water with a lower pH. Although I'm living right behind the dunes, my local tap water has a pH of 8.8. Deionized water has a pH of 5.5. Because I'm using a CO2 system in my aquarium, the pH in the aquarium is 6.8. So if I refill the tank with water with pH 8.8, that's gonna be a drastic change for the fish and the other living organisms in the tank. So to keep the water in my tank balanced, I'm using the DI water mixed with the tap water to mimic the water in my tank and receive a pH of 6.8. In future I will release an in-depth video guide of the ion exchange unit I am using. But the importance of balanced water in your tank should be clear for all of us, because what happens when we have unbalanced circumstances in our tank? Yes, of course, we get algae. And what don't we want in our aquariums? Algae, of course. So we have to keep our water balanced at all times. Okay guys, this concludes the 50% water change from this week. 50% of course like recommended by all the great and proven aquascapers like George Farmer, Dave from ADU Aquascaping, and of course the great Mr. Armano, who unfortunately already passed away. Rest in peace, dude. Now that we are done, let's have a look at the result.